Everton has been making heavy moves behind the scenes this transfer window, and believe me, fans, we're talking about historic figures, heated battles against European rivals, and even experienced names that could give David Moyes' squad a new look. But will all this investment take the club to a new level? Hold on tight, because today's series of news promises to heat up your anticipation until the very last minute. We're facing a transfer window that could be remembered for years to come on Merseyside. Between promising arrivals who will shape the future and established players who can provide immediate security, Everton is pulling out all the stops on all fronts. The feeling is that each deal carries strategic weight, and fans sense that something big is about to happen. And what's more, the moves are non-stop, and the names that emerge every day only increase the fans' anxiety. Will the club truly be able to balance youth and experience in the same squad? Or will we see a bold gamble that could turn into a risk? The fact is, until the window closes, all eyes will be on Goodison Stadium. Before we get into the details, take the opportunity to like and subscribe to the channel, because this final stretch of the transfer window promises to be very exciting, and you won't want to miss any news about the Toffees. The first big bombshell is Tyler Dibbling. After a long saga with Southampton, the Friedkin Group managed to land the English star for $42 million, and it's no small deal. The 19-year-old arrives to become the second most expensive signing in Everton's history, behind only Lukaku. Now, the question every fan asks, is this price justified? After all, we're talking about a young man compared even to Paul Gascoigne, but who still needs to prove his consistency. On the other hand, there's a curious detail. The Friedkins managed to lower the initial price from $50 million to $42 million, and if it weren't for this bargain, Dibbling would be at the absolute top of the club's most expensive signings rankings. And it's not just the price that's striking. With his arrival, David Moyes sees one of his three priorities of the transfer window resolved: right wing, a position that had been a dilemma in the squad. Expectations are high, but so is the risk. Will this youngster be able to carry the weight of being one of Everton's most significant transfers? And the most interesting thing is that this signing isn't just about numbers, but also about identity. Dibbling made it clear from the start that he wanted to wear the blue jersey, turning down other options to fulfill that desire. This demonstrates not only ambition, but also personality, something the fans always value. After all, talent isn't enough. You have to want to be part of the club's history. Another point that can't be ignored is the immediate impact he can make on the pitch. His speed, bold dribbling, and ability to decide games with individual plays are rare attributes in such young players. If he can translate this potential into consistency, Everton could be looking at a name that will change the team's course in the coming seasons. The question is, how far can Dibbling take the team in this jersey? While fans celebrate Dibbling's arrival, another name is starting to stir up conversations at Goodison Stadium: Etta Young, a 21-year-old striker currently playing for Villarreal. Her connection with Thierno Barry is noteworthy, as they were teammates in Spain, and Moyes seems to believe he can replicate the same strategy by bringing in another promising talent from the Yellow Submarine. But here comes a direct dispute. Rangers are also eyeing the player, valued at around $8.6 million. The question is it worth investing in another young player with potential, even after paying a premium for Barry? Interestingly, Young has already scored his first goal for Villarreal and has been receiving praise from manager Marcelino, who highlighted the youngster's dedication and talent in training. This is the kind of name that can divide opinions. Should they invest in another budding talent, or look for someone ready to make the move? The answer could determine a lot about how Everton closes out their transfer window. Furthermore, it's worth noting that Young is already creating a buzz outside of Spain. The way he's been excelling in training and early matches shows that he's not just another promising prospect, but someone ready to take the next step. If Everton manages to bring him to Merseyside, they could be anticipating the arrival of a name that could cost twice as much in the future. It's an opportunity that doesn't come along every day, and here arises a question that worries any fan. Should the club take a chance on young, raw talent or focus on established names? This is the fine line Moyes and the Friedkins are walking. Young represents the future, but also an immediate challenge. Fans know that not every Spanish talent thrives in the Premier League, but what if this one is different? The chance to replicate a new success like Richarlison's is what makes the scenario even more intriguing. And it doesn't stop there. Manchester City defender Nathan Ake may be leaving, and Everton is emerging as a strong contender to sign him for between 15 and 20 million. He has plenty of experience. He has over 230 league appearances, 4 Premier League titles, and even a Champions League title under his belt. At 30, Ake still has the stamina for a few more seasons at the highest level. And let's be honest, fans, looking at the current squad with limited defensive options, wouldn't he be a perfect addition? The big question is whether the Friedkin Group will be able to accelerate negotiations before the deadline. Pep Guardiola has already made it clear that he wants to trim the squad, and this opens the door. But will Everton be able to capitalize on this opportunity? Or will they miss out on a defender who could provide the consistency the team so desperately needs? Another interesting element of this potential move is the symbolism. Bringing in Ake would not only bolster the defense, but also show the league that Everton can compete for players who until recently seemed unattainable. A multi-championship defender arriving at Hill Dickinson Stadium is the kind of signal that boosts squad morale and gives fans more confidence that the management is, indeed, thinking big. But time is running out for Everton. The window is drawing to a close, and delay could prove costly as other clubs are also eyeing the Dutch defender. The feeling is that this decision needs to be swift and decisive. Either Everton acts now, or they will see Ake strengthen a direct rival in the Premier League. The question remains, will the Friedkins have the audacity to close this deal before the transfer window closes? The transfer window is drawing to a close, but Everton promises to keep fans engaged until the very last seconds. From young talents carrying the hope of a bright future to experienced players who can provide the necessary consistency, every move made so far shows a club that no longer accepts standing still. The message has been sent. The Toffees want to move up a level. Of course, doubts remain, and they are part of the game. Will the fees paid be justified on the field? Will Moyes be able to assemble the balanced team so desperately needed? And most importantly, will these signings translate expectations into immediate results in the Premier League? Questions that only time will answer. One thing is certain, Everton has never been talked about so much in a single transfer window. And if fans are already excited now, imagine what it will be like to see these players in action, defending the blue of Merseyside. The feeling is that something big is in the making, and you're part of this journey by following everything closely. Now it's your turn, fan. Which of these potential arrivals do you think could be the turning point of the season? Leave your opinion in the comments because this debate is going to be heated. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss any updates on our Everton.